when I was playing earlier, I forgot that I didn't update the files. So basically what you do is you go to the Project Quarm Discord and you hit uh, server files, you download the folder, and then you open it and extract it into your Quarm folder. So I'm going to do extract all. And I got to figure out where I put the Quarm. Did I do it here? That's regular EverQuest. Looking users here. Project Quarm right here. So we got to unload this stuff there. And we want to select do this for all items and just hit continue and it'll update whatever folders are in there. It's pretty simple to do, so go ahead and pause this while I log in here. All right, I'm sure this music will start playing here, but we'll log in. Excuse me. All right, logging in here. I had died yesterday. To an odd pathing issue. I'll show you the video. I was going to post it, but I think I'll just do it this way. I think it's this one. You find it. Yeah, it's right here. I'll just let the audio play. I think this is where it started. I was medding, so I'll just let it play from here. Here. Oh, he must be pathing back now, so. And see that one. I want to get that path or wherever he's at. The heck did he walk to? Oh, there he is. Two of them, I think, that, oh no, she stops right there, so I'm waiting on him. So what happened here is one pathed up and the other one ran around that didn't come. They normally come
Weird
together.
pathing. I don't know where that thing went. It's probably going to drag a whole bunch of stuff because it ran some other direction. Yeah. See, that's what's goofy about this one too. Yeah, I got smoked for no reason. So that's one of the differences on Quarm. I got a couple examples of that. I mean, it's no big deal, but it kind of sucked because there's a couple things I noticed. I don't know when exactly it changed. I think it happened before the patch, but it might have happened after the patch, possibly. I noticed there's a lot more spell resists on root and things, which I guess you're just not used to, and it's not really anything to do with skill. It's just it seems to be happening on greens, like greens, blues, like stuff you would be fighting, and that's a spellcaster. I mean, it adds a challenge, but to me, that's more of a negative to gameplay, especially trying to just kill some stuff that would get you experience. Spellcasters, they're spell based, so you could get a group, but you can't always find a group. Or I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time looking for a group and run into a different zone just to, get there and have the disappointment of, well, the group broke up or somebody logged or, that kind of thing, which obviously there's other servers and I look at it like the base game and then whatever differences they do, but the spell resist are more on this server. Um, the fizzles seem to be less, but they seem to be prevalent too. I noticed that there's like a little bit of a lag. I don't know if you notice it. I notice it in my mouse. This game periodically saves. Like I'll see a message that it says Havix is saved. So there must be like some kind of save interval or something that it does. Like you see the mouse jump there a little bit. I know that when I used to play live, it was, I think around Planes of Power, they did what we call nerfing. They changed a lot of the Enchanter and Necro. A bunch of casters got kind of a shit sandwich. It ruined the gameplay because I think people were, well, some people were, I don't know how they were looking at exploits. Like some things are an exploit, but some things I really wouldn't consider an exploit. Enchanters are pretty powerful if you do the right spell combinations, but charming some of these high level named, it's pretty dangerous. I mean, you can't just run in there with no gear, no pots, no prep work. And even then one bad pet and you're dead pretty much. And then if you add in like a spell resist on root or something that you're used to doing, you cast it a billion times, and it's a form of crowd control just so you can get the fight back under control. Like on P99, when I did that named Stone Grinder or whatever, it looks like it's easy. And it seems like it would be overpowered, but if that pet would have broke and all three roots would have broke, I have 4 mobs that hit in the 108 range. So I mean, you'd be dead. I mean, so it's I look at it from a gameplay standpoint, not a knock to the people that do the server, the coding, or any of that. I mean, it's I'm not doing anything here that I would consider having a root resist is a challenge. It's not really that big a deal, but
To certain classes, it would be. Like, I know if I do a direct damage spell, it'll probably break root. That's normal. The weird pathing, well, once you figure out that it happens, like one of the ways I can get around that, I guess, would be not pull those up to the little ledge. I'll clear a couple of them out, and then I'll go down and fight in that little flat. That way they run directly at me and not. I think what that one did is it went around the corner or something, or it went up into that tower and pulled something that was red to me that I wouldn't be pulling anyway. I'm not trying to pull more than two, but sometimes I get a couple ads, which, enchanters can mez or, take care of those. But when you have like root breaks or root resists, or seems like it always happens at the worst possible time, maybe. But I know you guys have seen me, do this before. It's either do this little section. These are light blues and greens. Which it's not bad money, I guess, just vendoring this stuff. And there's that bugged ritualist pet. Someone must have been in the castle they're killing. But basically, just logged in. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm going to try to get my level 34 here. Find something to get into, I guess. What page is that? Got a bunch of those. 75. Oh, that's right and left. Try to keep the stuff I want to keep in like a lower down in the bags, but you get full of stuff like that. But in that little video clip I showed you there, I'm used to them pathing up the hill straight up at you, not running around wherever that thing went, because it pulled something that had an orange robe on, and none of these, I don't think. I think it was from up in there, because there's stuff you can't see, and I haven't went in there on any of my characters to show you what's up in this tower, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. But one of the ways to stop that, I guess, would be fight down here and just have them run. They should run more or less straight at you. But this is a fairly safe spot to med and whatever you're gonna do. See, that one's with the spell resistance stuff, the confidence of what you're used to in spell casting. Like I do the same thing on the servers that I play on, P99 Green or here. Although the mechanics, the dying, you still lose experience, and then of course the spell resist. There's really no way, I don't think, to raise a skill in that. Maybe spell level possibly, but again, I'm fighting things that are not equal level to me. Not white, they're blue, light blue, green. And normally I try to fight dark blues for when I'm getting experience, which is probably what most people do. Some people were, on other servers, are fighting reds like they're nothing, So I look at it like the classic game. I know it's not hard, but it's not easy. But there's certain things that I wouldn't mess with no matter what level I was solo, just because I wouldn't want to die deep in and then have to go through all the headache an hour long, get your corpse. I mean, you still run into that kind of thing, I guess, but that's why I like this thing's gonna path and
See, I don't know why that it would, well, it's obviously running off there, but like, there's a lot of goofy things. Like, I noticed, see that what the pet, like, it'll go off in an odd direction sometimes. So I'll just have to Sean everything and watch the root breaks. Yeah, that thing's gonna. It's gonna wreck that pet, I think. I get it before. See, now I got both of them. Let's get rid of this one. I don't mind taking a couple hits, but let's see. Snook this one down, I guess. And the interrupts are more like the spell fully goes. See, it's interrupted, but I don't. It really cripples you. And of course, her health jumped up pretty quick there too. So I don't know why it says interrupted there. So the spell must not have landed, but there's nothing around me hitting me to interrupt me, so I don't know why that happens. Little things that well, I don't know if anybody cares if I don't like it or not. I mean, it's just undesirable to me, but I'm going to pause this while I med. All right. Just talk while I med here. Some people would say or wonder why people play on multiple servers. Why do you play different EQ versions? Well, to me, the Planes of Power excited me about the Quarm because that was one of my favorite expansions, when I played live back in the day. I've also had discussions with people like if you were a new player to live uh, today, just starting the game, like I guarantee you, someone who's played since the beginning, 25 years or whatever it is, to now, they probably wouldn't want to start over, even though they may love the game, be a fan of the current iteration 20 30 x packs, whatever it is. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but a lot of the X packs people that were max level where they had already rated. I mean, I realized some of that. There's probably a core group of people that still do stuff like that on P99 or some of the other servers, but I realized that if you did get that stuff, you would be incredibly lucky, or you would have to find people that would be willing to dedicate their time to go help you get something, which they might, but they've already done it for hundreds of hours or whatever it is in this game to that point. But that's one of the biggest challenges, I guess, to just saying, well, the hero's journey, for example, like you could play that and have a lot of fun, but I guess that's not a bad option. The dying is less of a worry. Getting trapped, there's lots of quality of life conveniences. Uh, I know when I played live, and I think I played up to Omens of War, Gates of Discord, 10, 11 expansions in. I fell out of
Well, the love for it to that point became less because there was so much content that got blowed by, even though it was new. And then things became very almost impossible in a way because you had mercenaries and they were almost useless. And, the NPCs were harder to fight, more hit points, that kind of thing. But you still paid the price if you die. That's why, see, there's a spell resist, and I even to Sean that thing. It's like, the extra steps that would get you killed. It ruins the flow of the game. Like this to me is a risk, but it isn't high risk. I mean, I don't see anything special about these, and I don't want to sit here and kill light blues for 200 300 NPCs, you know what I mean? I guess you could, if that's what you got to do, I guess. But just explaining the play style here, differences, things I notice. I don't like all the resist. I mean, the fizzles, I overcame that by getting the skill. And that little bit of lag right there, my mouse, see, there's another resist or an interrupt or both. That's like two problems for a caster right there. Look how much health I've lost just because, well, I mean, you see me getting hit, a lot anyway if you watch the videos, but uh, this stuff should be less threatening to me, not more frustrating because of those things. Like I'm logging it over here, and like I said, the NPCs still hit in regular mode. They're not, and stuff like that. I finally died. Now I got this thing. See, there was an interrupt on a mess. Like that's or a resist. Like what am I supposed to do with that? Get frustrated and just not play? Go back to another server? I mean, I'm sure a lot of casters find out about that, but see, I'm not that deep in the dungeon, so there's nobody here. I don't want to train people because I don't want to die and go backwards. That's not, I know I sound like I'm whining about it, but it's, at this point, this pawn shouldn't be a threat to me at all at level 33. That's like some level even con type things, when I came in here at like level 22 or something. That's the kind of stuff you ran into then. Like, uh, I don't know. That's if people were wondering why I hadn't played on a server in a while, I noticed that and I was like, well, would it get any better? Would it get any worse? So I gave it some time. The fizzles obviously, got better, but they're still there. I still see a fizzle every now and then on green. I don't mind, one here and there, but I mean, this is like every fight I'm dealing with resisted. That's root. Resisted my mez. Uh, I, it's senseless. It's not adding a challenge. It's adding a challenge, but it's more adding a frustration than anything, in my opinion. And I guess in a way, it is a nerf. If you want my opinion on it, I mean, I'm not trying to beat up the people that run the private servers. They're more or less doing it for the love of, well, however they coded it. But I don't follow the forums that much because, I'm not going to sit here. I know I sound lazy about it, but I don't want to sit here and read through a bunch of stuff that gets you nowhere. It's, why is it like that? I mean, it's like that because that's how it is. Whether they plan to change it or do anything, or they made it that way purposely, or that's just
It just seems to me that's how it is, but like that's what I'm noticing. Being interrupted and being hit, well, I kind of get that, but it seems like the NPCs hit faster. Like they must have changed something there. Uh, Target looks unaffected. I don't know what that's about. Spell did not take hold. So that's a resist or it just didn't land. It's like, what do you do about it? Do you look for a group to hope that they make up for what you're lacking? But say, I'm used to being able to control, micromanage ads in a group. That's what an enchanter does. I mean, the pet is DPS. Being able to solo and play, I mean, uh, having root breaks like root nuke, root nuke. I'm not a wizard, but I do have some damage, but it's usually that's a finisher. Or if you've watched some of the videos, I'll throw in whatever little bit of damage I can to the group, or I try to manage my mana bar to manage the crowd that the puller might bring me, or manage my pet if I have one. In a group, I usually keep a pet as long as possible. Uh, Solo, maybe a couple kills, maybe I'll kill him each time. That kind of thing. That's just the way the enchanter seems to work. Now I could use my summon pet, but I could give you an example of that. I could even buff it up, haste it, do all kinds of things. There's no worry in that, but I have to get hit. I can't command it. You can't even tell it to come backwards or anything. Um, so there's uses for it, but it's almost useless in tanking or anything like that unless you would uh, get a cleric to buff it or something. It's not that kind of pet. It's not like a necro pet or a mage pet. I don't know, since I don't play those classes, I don't know how they feel about the spell interrupts, but I see people talking about it, and I think a lot of people probably don't like it, but they deal with it because they're looking at the server for what it is. I like the map. I like, some of the things that EQ Live did back in the day. One of the things Live did back then was add the map. You could edit it. Uh, you could see resisted my mez. There's nothing I can do. I mean, it's that. Why is it resisting my mez? It's not like I'm using. I mean, that's stupid. I don't know if they want to see who gets pissed off and quits. Like I look at it like if it's going to frustrate me like that and it makes me useless, that's my class because, well, I know back in live people hated enchanters and they got pissed off because they would go in and solo stuff that, well, I can't do that. Why are they allowed to do that? Well, play an enchanter, learn how to do it. I can't kite 5 things like a wizard can. I look at it like that's why I liked original EQ back in the day because they didn't seem like they catered to people bitching about I can't be a bard. I play a warrior. Well, play a bard. Well, I don't know what to say about it other than my opinion of the server. I like the community. The players seem nice. Uh, I don't know any devs. Maybe they listen. Maybe it gets back to them. But to me, that makes a caster useless, especially the enchanter. Like I can't crowd control that. I'm not going to sit there and lose all my health. Okay, I finally got it mezzed after 4 tries. Now what do? I got to zone out because I'm too low on health to take another hit if it breaks, and then I get a resist. I mean, that's just going backwards in my experience, not forward. Give this guy clarity.
But you see it sounds like a frustration, which it is, because to me that NPC isn't dangerous to me other than the way the game's working, it makes it in dangerous. See, 3 resists on enthrall. That's my highest level mez right now. So it makes that spell useless unless it lands, which is what it's supposed to do, you know. So anyway, I'll quit my crying about it, but I just wanted to show an example of what would make me, even though I like some of the future for the server, I'm not going to sit here and wait for them to maybe fix it or maybe do something about it and play a game which I feel it's broken because of that. There's no skill I can raise to change that. That's just a spell resist a broken spell that isn't working, the way I look at it. So, have a good one. Find my recorder. All right, all. Have a good night.